A kids podcast.
You can go slow.
A kids podcast about.
Hello, my name is Ari and I help produce this show you're listening to. I wanted to take a moment to say thank you for being here with us. It means so much that you're choosing to spend your time listening to this show and hearing what we've made for you. We truly couldn't do this without you. So I hope you enjoy this episode.
Hi, I'm Ariane. I'm a journalist and a college professor, and I'm your host for Is That True? A kids podcast about facts. Each week, we'll go on a fact-checking investigation, and we'll do this with experts whose job it is to know these things, and enthusiasts, who are people who just really love the topics we'll be learning about. As a journalist, I ask questions every day. Questions like, why is something the way it is? Or what happened in history? Or what can we look into to know more? And it's so amazing to me that now I get to do all of that with you. We're going to ask these questions together. And along the way, we'll learn how to check to see if we know what we think we know. Uncovering the truth is lots of fun for me. And if you're a fact finder, truth seeker kind of kid too, you've definitely come to the right place. This season on Is That True? We'll investigate bones and explore red rivers. We'll farm on Mars and dig deep into how some of the tiniest things on Earth work. And we'll learn a thing or two about how to sniff out the truth along the way. The fact we'll be investigating today is super cool, and it's all about speed.
Hello, this is Rudy, and I live in Michigan, and I'm 6 years old, and I'm here to tell you about cheetahs. Cheetahs can run 60 miles per hour. That's as fast as a car.
As fast as a car? That is seriously fast, Rudy. And I have no idea if that's true. So we'll have to investigate it. But first, let's talk about what a cheetah is. I know that it's a kind of cat, a very large cat that probably does run pretty fast. I just don't know how fast. Growing up, I absolutely loved seeing big cats like cheetahs at the zoo. I could stare at them all day. But I've only seen cheetahs from very far away. I actually am lucky enough to have gone on 2 real safari trips in South Africa, but I didn't see any cheetahs. So I'm really excited to learn more about them. I'm also excited to see how we can be better friends to them. Cheetahs are one of the species that are vulnerable. That means that there are less cheetahs around today than there used to be. And if we don't work to save them, they could be endangered soon. When a type of species is endangered, it means that it is very likely that they will become extinct or just not exist. And we don't want that to happen. We definitely don't want that to happen. So, to learn more about cheetahs, I wanted to talk to someone who takes care of them. After the break, we'll go to the San Diego Zoo in California to speak with Janet Rose Hinestroza. She's a wildlife care specialist, so if anyone can help us, it's her. Be right back.
My friends, hello, my name is Ben Tartine, and I am the head camp counselor at Camp Adventure, a summer camp podcast. Camp Adventure is a first-of-its-kind summer camp that you can listen to anywhere, like in the car, under your blanket fort, while you're going for a walk, everywhere. And it's a podcast for everyone. I tell stories about growing up, exploring my backyard, building castles out of chocolate, all kinds of stuff. There's sing-alongs led by the fabulous Hannah Glaver. We host a weekly challenge that you and your friends, neighbors, and grown-ups can all do together. There are games and scavenger hunts and jokes, birdsong calls, learning words in another language together, and just so much great stuff for every single kid out there. I think you're going to enjoy it. New episodes release every Saturday throughout the summer, and you can listen to them anytime, anywhere, and in any order. So go wild. Listen to Camp Adventure wherever podcasts are found.
Adventure, we venture together with courage. We learn and grow strong. We learn from each other. So let's discover and uncover great adventures bright and new.
Hi, my name is Jonah, and I want to tell you about A Kid's Class About, an all-new streaming platform for kids and teens. I took the class on Discovering Your Passion with teacher Kevin Carroll, and it was amazing and inspiring. I can't wait to check out more classes. There are even classes focused on careers, classes on life skills, and classes on big ideas. And if you're a kid or a teen, I think you're going to love them. Visit akidsco.com and sign up for a free 14-day trial.
Welcome back to Is That True? The podcast that explores how we know the things we know. At the start of this episode, Rudy told us that cheetahs can run 60 miles per hour, as fast as a car. What do you think? Is that true? It's time to investigate our fact from Rudy. And to look into that, I called up someone who works with cheetahs all the time.
Hi, my name's Janet Rose Hinestroza, and I supervise animal care management at the San Diego Zoo Safari Park.
And like many of us, Janet has been interested in cheetahs for a really long time.
I was just an animal lover from a really young age. And I was fortunate enough to grow up in Northern California, where there was a facility at the time called Marine World Africa USA. And I would visit that facility and I would see people walk tigers on a leash through the park. And I went, oh, that's what I'll do, because I love animals and there's a job walking tigers somewhere. So I say all the time, if I hadn't seen that, I might not have ever made that connection that I could have this career path. And now I have lots of people come up to me and say the same thing, seeing me work with cheetahs, and they say, oh, that's a real job. I might be able to do that someday.
Janet is definitely the perfect person to help us investigate this fact. So I asked her, is it true that cheetahs can run 60 miles per hour?
They sure can. That is a fact. So I know it's a lot to take in. You'll be sitting in your car, fastened in a seatbelt, and on some freeways, a cheetah could even pass you. So it's a phenomenal physical ability that cheetahs have.
That is so amazing. Like, do we know why they can run that fast?
Yeah, there's a really good reason why. There's this guy named Charles Darwin, naturalist, biologist, and he taught us that there's a lot of different animals out there, but animals can't compete for exactly the same resource in the same place. One would outcompete the other. So we all have to have a niche. We have to have a specialization that is ours, at least when we're talking about a species. And so the cheetah has speed. When they are competing in Africa, in the savannas, in the areas where you know lions and leopards and hyenas and wild dogs, this is a competitive place for some extreme predators. And cheetahs can't compete with them paw to paw, toe to toe, so to speak, without having this special ability, which is their speed. And nobody can touch the cheetah's speed. It is their unique adaptation and how they survive in such a competitive area.
Oh, great. And does that so that keeps them safe? Would that be safe to say that it keeps them safe? Or is it more important that it keeps them able to find food or catch food? Or is it maybe a little bit of both?
Definitely a little bit of both. I mean, you're hitting on something really important. Cheetahs want to stay safe, and think about it. If you're going to get into a brawl, into a fight with anything, especially, a 500-pound lion with his 15 hairy best friends that travel everywhere with him, that's not a good idea. You're going to get hurt. And if you get hurt in the wild, That doesn't mean you're going to survive. It probably means you aren't going to survive. So with cheetah's ability to run so fast, they use it as a great defense mechanism as well. They avoid confrontation. They avoid getting in those fights. I mean, if you could outrun any bully, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Just avoid the conflict, avoid the problem. And that is the tack that cheetahs will take. And it's a smart one.
So unlike what you might think, cheetahs really don't like to fight. And Janet says they're really cool cats. Even their faces are pretty cool.
My favorite thing to talk about on the cheetah is that I want to help people to identify cheetahs from the other spotted cats. I mean, there's a lot of spotted cats out there, and which one is it? And the easiest way to be able to differentiate the cheetah is to look at the face. Not only do they have these beautiful forward-facing eyes, but they have malar stripes, a black tear mark that runs from the corner of the eye to the corner of the lip. And only the cheetah has that stripe out of all of the cats. And this is to help reduce sun glare. So in a way, you can think that cheetahs are actually wearing sunglasses as a part of their adaptation to survive in Africa.
Right. Like if ever there was a way to say that it's a cool animal, like it's literally a cool animal. They have their own sunglasses.
That's right, they do. And it's a very touching and kind of sad African proverb, an old African tale, to try to teach people in Africa to recognize the cheetah and realize that this is an animal that they can live in harmony with. It's not an aggressive predator. It's not going to want to go after them and cause them or their family harm or threat. And that is, don't kill the cat that cries. So the story is that the first female cheetah that had cubs, she lost her cubs, and she cried and cried and cried that her cubs were gone, and it stained her face. And all the cheetahs wear the marks of the first cheetah mother that lost her cubs. So, again, there's a lot of emotional story behind it, and it's a great adaptation that cheetahs have, and it's an easy way to recognize them as opposed to the other cats.
Wow. And so if we're able to either come to your zoo or any zoo near us that has cheetahs, what are some things that we should look out for, like when we get to that part of the zoo?
Well, you definitely want to take in the majesty of the cat. They're beautiful animals, and to be able to see one is pretty special. In our habitat, if you're anywhere in the United States, you're going to be able to see that cheetah in all of its glory with its gold fur and its black patterned spots. But realize, if you were seeing that cheetah in Africa, it's perfectly camouflaged to live in that area that's golden grasses that grow as tall as 6 feet, and they wave in the wind patterns and make these speckles of shadows. So realize that that cat, again, perfectly suited to live in its environment, has this great camouflage ability, and just take in the respect of this, fastest animal on the land, which is also a very shy predator, which has never caused harm to humans. And there are very few predators that I can say that about. And so it's really unique to say that, again, cheetahs are so much about avoiding the conflict and avoiding confrontation. We want to be respectful when we see them and we observe them, to know that that cat's definitely more afraid of you than you are of it. And we want to make sure that they feel respected and protected.
I love that. Like the coolest cat around. So we need to respect it and be its friend too.
Absolutely. And cheetahs are looking for friends.
I love it. Thank you so much for helping us investigate this fact. We appreciate it.
It's our pleasure. I hope people do get out to the San Diego Zoo and the San Diego Zoo Safari Park and get a chance to see cheetahs, or like you said, at their local zoos, to support conservation and make sure cheetahs have some heroes behind them.
So, is it true that cheetahs can run 60 miles per hour and that it's as fast as a car? Yes, cheetahs can run 60 miles per hour. Their speed helps them survive. It helps them catch food, but most importantly, it helps keep them safe. We learned that cheetahs are shy. They don't really like to fight. So, running really fast helps them avoid confrontation. I never knew that. Thank you so much, Rudy, for helping us learn this fact. Thank you to wildlife care specialist Janet Rose Hinestroza for being our expert today. You can learn more about the San Diego Zoo Safari Park by visiting sdzsafaripark.org. Is That True? Is written by me, Ariane Nettles. Our show is edited and produced by Ari Mathey with help from Matthew Winter. Audio production is by Chad Michael Snavely and the team at Sound On Studios. Our executive producer is Jelani Memory. And this show was brought to you by A Kids Podcast About. Do you have a fact you'd like us to investigate? Write to us at listen@akidspodcastabout.com. And check out other podcasts made for kids just like you by visiting akidsbookabout.com.
Hi, this is Matthew, and I'm head of podcasts at A Kids Company About. We hope you enjoyed this show, and we'd love for you to check out our growing library of shows at A Kids Podcast About. Whether you're looking for storytelling with crafts and activities, fact-finding with experts and enthusiasts, or looking to explore and understand your world better, we have got a podcast for you. Check out the A Kids Podcast About channel on Apple Podcasts or wherever podcasts are found, or visit akidsco.com.